Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So I'm back here, Real Economy Trucking, Euro style. So for those new to the series, welcome to episode 50. I'm basically using a Real Economy mod to go ahead and try to just play this game and explore around a little bit. I just got into the Middle East a few episodes ago, and I'm just doing my best to try to hang around here and look around. So this is actually the shortest job I could find. We'll see how it goes, because again, what I'm trying to determine is this like the Mexico map was in American Truck Simulator, that even though it's only 302 kilometers, which is not that long, that it's going to take a long time because of just challenges of driving around. But we'll see what happens. But everything else would get me over to Greece or up here to Turkey or to Cyprus. So I think the value maybe when I get here is maybe I'll start moving around. I think we're going to Jordan. I know Amman, there's Amman in Jordan, HKJ, it does have a J in it. It's just some of these abbreviations for the countries are throwing me a bit. So let's go pick this up. Well, that created me a problem.
Let's go.
So that yawn is not going to help. Oh, interesting. There's like a Pro Mods airplane in the airport. That's cool. I actually need to find somewhere to rest. So I don't see anything on the map, and rather than drive around way too far, all right, that's a headquarters. That's not going to help, but I can go there. So I'm not sure if the job is going to be there after I rest. I know it has
Turn left.
it was a speedy delivery, an urgent delivery. Actually, I think it was an important delivery, which is below urgent, but so I'm gonna have to go rest and then look at jobs again. So I forgot that I was basically 35 minutes from having to rest. So this looks like we're going like right by the airport terminal. Nice little set of planes around and so forth. Alright, well, I am not going to keep left. I am going to go here, because that should get me to someplace to rest. I guess I am going to go left now that I think about it. That's pretty funny. But, yeah, not sure. There's another way out of town, though, so. But either way, Carrefour is up here. But yeah, that is just a headquarters, so I wouldn't be able to rest there. I'm good on fuel, so I'm not going to take on that expense yet. I'm thinking I need to go over in front of this truck here to rest, or maybe even next to it. Interesting. So if I have to do that, yeah, that would be a challenge to do with any kind of load. So, nice little morning, but you know, we've got to rest. All right, so turn off our engine and let's rest. Just paid our loan, so there we go. We're going to see our 257 euros. So let's go back here and see. See what we've got. All right, so I can go to Nazareth. Oh, I still can take this job. I still have an hour and 23 minutes to get it. Yeah, hauling a wheel loader, I don't know that that's going to make a lot of sense right now. I don't understand how this is shorter. Interesting. It does not look shorter. So, again, Care 4 is right there.
Get ready to turn left.
Hopefully I won't have
Turn left.
time ticking away too quickly here. Once I see everything turn red there, I would imagine I'll have a green light here. So I should be able to go. Kind of doing it on faith. Now I'm waiting here. We've lost 2 minutes, but hopefully, I'm hoping this is it. I don't see another Care 4. Hope we can get through this light, because once again, we don't have the light timing change here in this series, because it caused problems when I tried that.
Get ready to turn right.
So we got a recruitment center. That's good. Thinking Care 4 is up here.
Turn right.
Yep, there's the sign.
It's all over now.
So I'm assuming we're just gonna head back there somewhere.
Time to get the job done.
Yep, we can see it up there. So we'll get over here and we'll connect up. Now, yeah, it's this blue one. So we don't have a real pretty trailer to haul today, but it's not too bad. You know, we're moving used plastics, so I guess I shouldn't expect anything incredible. So we'll go back to the mirrors. It's a little bit quieter that way.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, we are connected up. So, tell me 4 hours and 15 minutes of game time. 13 minutes of real time, but we've obviously taken a bit here, so... and I also think it's going to take longer than that, because that's just kind of how this stuff works. So, the piece that I was thinking of is I think once we get in-country like that, or onto the continent more, whatever you want to call it. Let me look here, because it's not telling me anything. Alright, yes, I need to go left, and then... Alright, and then we're going down the meandering roads. So that's what I was thinking slash worried about. And yes, I have 9 hours and 6 minutes of kind of total time to get there. Please don't turn red. Alright. I'm sure we'll get stuck at the next one, though. So the challenge will be... Oh, stop. I do not need another ticket. Real economy, that hurts when you get a €130 red light ticket, which is what I had gotten recently. And now I forgot what I was talking about, so I apologize. You know, sometimes that'll happen. If it was important, hopefully it'll come back, but the red light just kicked it out of my head. Oh, I think I was saying, yeah, it told me that it would be a real-time thing, but then what I find is it takes longer than that. I mean, right now this is still a kind of a highway, saying we can go 80, so I'm going to try it, but Wow, I don't know. These turns are already making me a bit nervous. I saw red lights. I'm like, am I seriously pulling up on a red light here? Well, we're up to 7. Oh boy, there's no way this is 80. I can't even maintain this turn. I'm going to tip over. So we're going to not listen to it. So this is an example. Oh, okay. Well, now this is 60. So I suppose I can do that and lower myself down. We'll cap ourselves here. Oh, well, now it's telling me 80 again. I don't know. I'm going to wait until we get out of this curviness. But yeah, it's actually already moved 3 actual minutes in real time. And it's still telling me 3 minutes. So this is kind of what I mean, is it says that sometimes, but then you really can't do what it is implying. Oh, there's a policeman, so just want to be careful. Now I could be going 80, so the policeman's like, wow, look at that truck just leisurely moving along. But I think going faster than this would be... I could go a little bit faster, but this is still pretty treacherous to be going around faster. So a little bit, looks like a church up on the hill there. Just trying to stay clear of the guardrails as I go around these turns too, because I don't need any damage. Oh, I can change my trip meter. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. 260 kilometers from when I changed it. So you can see it there under the odometer that is showing a little over 14,000, almost 14,700 kilometers that we're coming up on. All right.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now.
Sorry, sometimes it's a little early morning here for me, going ahead and doing this, and sometimes that means I gotta clear my throat a bit, and so that was the reason for the awkward delay. I was thinking I might be able to get through the episode, but it was not comfortable, so there may be more of those in the future, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes with me, because I sometimes have that issue when I'm chatting for a while and it's early. Alright, so it looks like we're headed out here into the outskirts of town, more out into, I'd call it the wilderness, but it's, you know, the country. Aldi. Again, I have a lot of mods for real traffic, real companies, and so forth. I shouldn't say a lot, it's just, you know, things that add realism. So I'm assuming Aldi must exist in Europe as well. It's something we do have. It's kind of a low-cost grocery store here in the States. Alright, I think I can go anywhere. So I think I'm going to go down the middle aisle, because it's less difficult to get to, and you know, that guy's been there. I knew the truck would be leaving soon. Well, actually they all left pretty fast. So we'll do the border check, and we'll see if it gives us any indication of where we are going, like a name of the country. Alright, well, the customs guys around me must be quicker, because everybody else around me, they got a new car processed. So I picked the slow guy today. Oh, we're going back into Syria. Okay. Interesting. Syria's pretty big, I think, so... Barnstaple and North Devon. I'm assuming that truck is from England. Or that company is from the UK somewhere. Alright, and yeah, the time has moved again, so definitely this will be it for this episode. It's kind of what I normally expect, is I just do one load, because invariably stuff happens, it takes time to go pick up, and so forth, but... Alright, so we've got Damascus, 47 kilometers away. A name I'm familiar with as well. So, yeah, unfortunately, just because of the nature of the series, I can't easily sleep, say, 2 cycles to keep things on daytime, because I'm paying installment loans and then not making money. So as you saw, I'm only going to get 302 euros for this trip in total. My daily loan payment is 257. So, and I do have 2 other drivers working for me, but if they don't get work, we have the problem that we could suddenly start losing money, and that was a challenge for a while. I'm thinking I might have finally gotten to the point where I'm making profit. But what used to happen is when we'd all get gas at some point, it would suddenly go way negative, like thousands of euros negative in the profit in the last 7 days. I haven't seen that in a while, so I'm hoping we're in good shape here. And some of that has to do with if the other drivers have to come back empty. That hasn't happened in a while either. So we'll just see how everything plays out. But that's the reason I'm having to drive in the dark, is really what I'm getting at. And I think that's what I was was planning to tell you when I lost my train of thought before the red light. So, like I said, if it's important, it usually comes back. It just is one of those that, obviously, if I get distracted, I'm commenting in real time of what I'm feeling and seeing, and I was worried about that red light. Is that another airport? Yeah, I think that's a runway, some runway lights and so forth. Alright, so this is Damascus. We'll see if we get to discover it going through town here, or through just on the interstate. We may not. It would be nice if we would, because especially as these get packed up, the towns are closer together.
Right.
It would give me an option to, say, drive here and find a load if I wanted to. Keep right, huh? Let me just make sure, because sometimes these are wrong. Alright, well, it's not gonna, I think, give me Damascus as a discovery, so unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get that, because I'm not turning in the direction that would allow that. Heading away. I suppose I could have dove way over. Oh boy, I might still want to. No, they're going finally. I was like, we're gonna get stuck here. A lot of gallon drums over there. So, rather than the metric, we've got the imperial system there. Now, we don't have to stop. There's nothing that makes us do that, so I usually keep going there because there's enough going on that keeps things busy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now, get myself as fast as I can, so that 90 kilometers is what the truck is limited at anyway. So we'll see if we can get up there. It's a little flat out here now. It does just look like it's a lot of kind of desert, obviously mountains, hills out in the distance where we can see them. So we may not be missing a lot, but it still is usually more fun to drive in the daytime. So definitely all of these are far enough removed that we won't get to discover them. We've got a little truck next to us. Not that it should matter, I should always be driving within my lane, but sometimes as I'm taking in the area and so forth, and that's part of why I want to hang around here, hopefully for a bit. I mean, it's just an area of the world I've never been to. You know, I don't know how realistically they have recreated this here, but it's still nice to explore. Are we merging down into one lane? So this guy's gonna, yeah. Alright. Hopefully this car isn't... Come on! What are you doing? I mean, I get that this is how we drive sometimes in the Middle East, from what I've seen. We just... Oh, I've got an inch. I'm gonna squeeze in there, but... They just have, like, barrels burning, like, on fire there. That doesn't... Again, maybe this is normal in the country and so forth, but that would make me a little bit like, yeah, I must not be heading into something that great. But yeah, there's a tank on the side of the road there. And that's a car burning. Are the rest of them cars burning? No, those are just barrels burning. Interesting. That's not a car coming from a nuclear zone. That is just a skin that doesn't get rendered. We get those once in a while here. And here being on this series. Alright, so we've got a bridge. Again, not what I would call the most stable looking bridge I've ever seen. And we also, because they have a pathway for people to walk, it got quite thin on the roadway lane. So not a lot of room to pass in there, but obviously we were able to pass another truck. So yeah, this is part of what I was just thinking I'd get, is some very different experience. Alright, so Isra, I don't know if I'm saying any of these things right. I apologize if I'm not. If someone who's native there is watching this, I am trying. Dera Sueda. I'm probably doing more French than anything appropriate, but I don't know. I'm not sure how else I'd read that. Alright, yeah, we still haven't gotten to the halfway point from when I reset my trip meter. So, at this point, I think we've moved 15 more minutes in real time, so this has suddenly turned into a half-hour run, and it likely will grow a little further. It's telling me 6 minutes from now, but I don't know if that will really be what we get or not. Yeah, I'm definitely going to move over here and let those guys stop, and I'll see if I can gain a little bit of distance here. Because at some point, if I'm right, and we're going into Jordan, we're still going to have some border crossings, so I assume we're going to have like 2 custom checkpoints again. Actually, we're coming up on something, but sometimes these are just the checkpoints that we can just drive through like we did. Wow, again, that car just dove in front of him. He would have dove in front of me otherwise, so I guess that's better. Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe this was Dara already. So El Sanamayan is one we had been near, so obviously we've kind of gone around the same location to some degree. We can't go that way. Oh, well, we have to at least wait for them to be checked, and again, I'll just go through. But yeah, we've added another minute to our run here. Soldier with a dog. Alright, so on the map and out ahead, it looks like we've got a little ways to go where we can move, so I will take advantage of any of that where I can go. If I have to pass him, I will try to do that. Hopefully, again, I'm coming up on a turn where I can't see anything. Oh boy, this is probably taking my life into my hands here. I think we're okay. Usually once you get far enough, yeah, there you go, he turned on his brake lights. The AI is kind enough to be like, alright, yes, you're passing me, I see that, I'm gonna let you go. Alright, so we did get up to full speed, but we're gonna have to slow down
Get
here,
ready to turn left.
coming into town and making some significant moves, but we chewed off about not quite 20 kilometers of our trip there. So a checkpoint, interesting, there's literally a checkpoint in and out of the city.
Turn left.
So maybe just, yeah, to keep people as safe as they can. Everything is guarded, and there's a need, obviously, that they feel to check people as they're coming in and out. Alright, I think I can go here. I see a car coming, I'm hoping.
Keep right, and then turn right.
I just would prefer, again, not to run into things.
Turn right.
Oh boy. Alright, he's letting me go. Well, he was letting me go. I waited too long. See, I should not wait more than a second. Alright. So they're doing the checkpoint as we head out. Alright, 102 kilometers. And there we go, we see the border coming up. So, not very far, and we get to slow down again. I'm thinking there's some stream or something under us. If not, it's just a little bit of a valley or something, like a stream bed. Somehow something in my head is saying that they're called wadis, but I don't know if that's accurate. I could be way off and just being totally wrong. So I'm trying to sound, I don't know, like I know what I'm saying, and I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm going to be upfront about that. I'm just trying. I'm not sure what that first guard was doing. I don't know if he was holding a weapon or if he was like in a karate pose or what was happening, but it looked like he had his arms out and they were both spread out a little bit. Alright, so this leaves Syria, and then we're technically, you know, I don't know, is this called no man's land between every country? This little strip that kind of is either joint owned or not owned at all. It's just always used to have a separation of some sort. Don't know. Alright, so now we are in Jordan. Okay, so it said Hashemite, so it might be Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. I think that's what it said. Welcome. I saw Hashemite, and I know it's HKJ. So alright. So unless it weaves us back and forth across any kind of borders, like I would imagine this is our last document check. So I'm gonna get up here. So yeah, if you're one of the viewers who watches this series and knows that it comes out every 8th day at 7 a.m. Eastern, I do apologize. I'm running behind. It will come out on the right day, but I'm not going to get the episode prepared in time and uploaded to do it because I'm really close to that time right now. So it will be there, but if you're one of those, I thank you for being a loyal viewer and keeping up with what I'm putting out here. But as I've said in other series and other things,
Go straight on.
real life is getting more real, and I've got more stuff that I have to pay attention to that's giving me less time to work on things in my Sims, and that has created a bit of a challenge to sometimes hitting the schedules that I had been working on at that point. Sorry for the very weird, awkward explanation there. I was like trying to wordsmith it in my head, and obviously it caused a bunch of delays because I didn't do it well and quickly enough.
Keep right, and then exit right.
All right. I guess. Oh, I see. Amman and
right.
Jerash. Oh. Oh, this is an exit? Okay, it's calling it an exit. I guess just the way it is placed in the map, it thinks it's an exit. To me, other than like shifting us over a little bit, the roadway just went there. It's not like there was even anything blocked. Okay, Amman is straight ahead. So I'm gonna make sure I move over, because sometimes it's the 2 lanes don't stay. Here they did, but... Alright.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Now, I think this is just the same thing. Like, oh, I see, because basically the roadway does stop because of that median. So yeah, I think it's just how it's rendered on the map. But we're getting close now to the point where I would think maybe the next city we see is where we need to be. So I'm going to move over to the... Oh, I can go faster here, but I can only go 5 kilometers faster. I couldn't get up... Oh, well, now it's going to slow me down again. Like, I couldn't get up to the 100 that it had. Oh, but there we go. Now we are. So just around that turn, it slowed me down a bit. But yeah, we're 34 kilometers away at this point, is what it's telling me. You know, so this would definitely probably have been more entertaining to see in the daylight. You know, I've only got 3 hours and 31 minutes in real time, so I will go ahead and sleep before I take off on my next load. But here we are at Amman. Now, I would assume I need to exit here. No? Let's see. Ah, okay. Alright, there's 2 exits. Alright, well then I'll keep going.
Keep left.
Because that's why I slowed down. I'm like, well, this is the exit for Amman, but it's a bigger city, so it has a couple. And that way we don't have to drive through town.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Although at least in town, with the lights, you know, be something we could see.
Exit
But
right.
it's alright. I've kept you long enough with how this is going, so rather than extend the episode another 5 minutes as I wade through lights and so forth, we'll go the way we should go, because obviously trucks don't go sightseeing too often. Alright, so we're going to something international. Sorry, it's laying over on my sim dashboard.
Get ready to turn left.
Alright, so yeah, it looks like it'll be here.
Turn left.
So yeah, we're going in. So I think it's Werner's International, or whatever that one is. It's a company I've definitely done with, Weberers. Alright, and they want it around the back, which is probably where I'd want used plastic as well. Wouldn't want it parked out front, although again, I'm sure this is a warehouse or something, so it's not like it's a apartment complex and people are living here or anything. But so the way this is set up, we'll kind of pull in this way and get ourselves more aligned. It should be relatively simple. Whoops, wrong way. Only simple if I know. Wait, it is the right way. Oh boy. See, even the dark is messing up my parking. Let's see. Now I'm not sure. Yes, okay. Because I can't see where my wheels are, and I'm like having a hard time in my head, because normally, you know, I mean, while it's a little easier to park this way, I would argue, in the game, we're not normally flying above the front of our vehicle when we're parking. I don't want to overshoot it. So let me try that. I think we'll be okay here. Yep, that looks pretty good, I would say. Stop the reverse beep. And we've made it with 3 hours to spare. So at least we made the delivery on time. Alright, a little bit of progress. Kind of a medium for our parking that we got there. Nothing great, but, you know, hey, we got nearly 100, a little over 100 XP just for our bonuses. So, great stuff, and obviously I'll be able to add more ranks to certain things and get different type of loads and this and that as I level up. If we take a look, we're still staying at 7,000 plus euros profit per 7 days. That's pretty good. We keep this up, we may be able to expand the company at some point. I really didn't think that was ever going to happen. So let's take a look at the drivers. So Sabrina's got 14 hours. Robert's got 13. Good news is we are at least at the point where they have jobs. So they're stopped to rest. She's driving. You know, I'll be stopping to rest in the future shortly as well. And we'll pick that up next time.